Virgo, 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 welcome. Let's get into your collective reading here. This is going to be for any and all Virgo placements. So make sure you always take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If you don't understand the birth chart placements and all that stuff, you don't need to get something to resonate with you in this reading. And if you're not a Virgo, you could possibly have something resonate with you, or you could just relate to somebody's story. Just remember to use your own discernment and always take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Oh yes, I remember why this is more like up, because it cuts my head off. There we go, that works. Ten of Swords coming out of here for you, Virgo. Yeah, clear, honest message. Hello. What is going on for the sign of Virgo? What do they need to hear for their highest good? Excuse me. Excuse me if I burp at all. I just had some snacks before this reading. Virgo. What do we have? Oh my. You need a vacation in the mind. Overall energy. 8 of Cups. You need a surefire way to know that you have got this. Through all of this scary dragon stuff, you are just this wee little squirrel just trying to hold on to its dear life. And you don't know what that dragon doing. That serpent, whatever it is, it looks like a dragon. It could be a serpent because it's a lot of Norse mythology in this tarot deck. 10 of Swords, 5 of Pentacles, the Lovers. Oh boy, you've got your work cut out for you, is what you're telling yourself. You have a lot of work cut out for you, don't you? And I think part of you is trying to muster up the courage to have a little sense of bravery for yourself. This feels like putting yourself into a higher level of, like, a higher skill level, like in a course, or like entering college or entering high school, like not middle school, like high school and college. Like these are very more mature states that you're entering. This could be even like a promotion to like a more corporate kind of like level of working, you know? You have your standard like employees, and then you have people who are kind of a little more on the like corporate level of things. There's a more, hey, there's a step up here that's more responsibility and a little more weight on the shoulders. But this is where you're kind of sitting here saying, well, if I'm bandaging up these wounds, it doesn't have to be this strenuous all the time. And I think you understand that there's a choice that people make. But, ooh, this is a collective understanding of collective choices that are made. And even just understood in general. Did my candle go out, or did it? We'll just get a new candle, it's fine. I like having these candles. Makes me feel nice. Makes me feel like, like I'm tapped into the collective. I don't want to set my sleeve on fire, so I gotta do like a weird, like, wrap around. There's There's a part of you that feels like you are entering what almost feels like a new state of mind when it comes to the general like definition of work ethic. Like you are studying the general definition of work ethic, and I feel like this is where it's becoming super enlightening for you. And I feel like that you feel like you need to understand yourself more than ever before, but it's okay to understand yourself in the sense of if you are a very multifaceted kind of person, you are going to take time to understand. Okay? You need time to uh, play out in how you understand yourself, because there's a sense of uh, moving at the right time. Not necessarily moving right away, but it's almost like anyone, if you were this little, like, squirrel trying to run away from that dragon, you're gonna try and run, but if your heart is beating too fast, running is going to hurt you more than help you. So that's where the bandaging the wounds kind of comes in that Five of Pentacles of like, thinking back to all this pain of the Ten of Swords, if we play our cards right, we have a choice of choosing better. But not just choosing better, it's like choosing not the 10 swords. Whatever is not gonna lead you to what feels like pain and suffering. But also, is there a level of acceptance in what we call maturity? Accepting that, hey, there's work that comes with this, and it may not feel so great, but these are the cycles of life. Like, there will always be things that won't feel so great in life, and learning how to, bandage a wound even is a skill that not many people know. So knowing how to really cope with these not so good feelings that are healthy enough for you to keep yourself moving forward, because it's not just coping with something, it's healing a part of you, acknowledging, hey, we don't feel good, this didn't feel good, we can make it not feel like this in the future. There's just some belief here in that, and that's where it's like, well, we believe that because we know we had to bandage up a wound in a metaphorical sense. I don't know what that means for you in your brain, Virgo, but there's a lot of like needing to bandage up your wound. I think I think you have like even people explaining and like trying to even ask for your help of like, hey, so how please explain how you do this. How do you bandage up this wound? What do you do? What is your ow. It sounded a lot worse than it was, but sorry, that felt nice though. I like have been sleeping on my shoulders weird, and it's been giving me like a lot of what my dad would call crusty bones. He uses the word crusty a lot. He calls himself old and crusty a lot. So, that is another thing. Besides the point. The Lovers is out here explaining how choices essentially work. Choices in the Lovers card, I feel like, aren't talked about enough sometimes in tarot, because every time I see the Lovers card, there's nothing about love. It's like love and universal love and just you choosing to pursue universal love in any form. Could be anything you want in life that feels like a universal sense of love. That is a choice. You are choosing to pursue that. You are taking that step forward. I don't know if I was shuffling the deck at all, but I'm going to take this as the bottom of the deck energy because now I'm like, wait, I don't even remember. We have the moon reversed, which the moon is always a card of shining light on things that we either forgotten about or just need to be addressed for you to be more self-aware, because you, I think, are just on a path of self-awareness in the most intuitive sense. I feel like there's a lot of subconscious behaviors Virgos really like portray, and some of you Virgos don't even realize how like smart you actually are, and you really utilize those strengths in what feels like strange moments to you, but moments that are definitely needed. And I think this is where utilizing your strengths in these moments is very important, in how you hold space for yourself and hold space in your perspective of yourself. Four of Cups, clarifying the Ten of Swords, Ace of Pentacles reversed, and Three of Pentacles reversed. Oh, excuse me. Needing to look at the harsh truth in order to see the tools you have in front of you. It's almost like, hey, the only way you're gonna able to find the tools from the rubble is if you go searching, and then you can find that seed of opportunity, that thing that provides you what feels like a sense of, it's like graceful impact in your work ethic, your work mentality, in everything, how you work in your life, in your daily life, and how even you communicate and place place yourself in this perspective of life you have, but also you're gaining newer and newer perspectives, and so it's constantly shifting and changing. And I feel like that there's absolutely nothing wrong with how shifting and changing it is. There's a lot of this that is relating to, weirdly enough, Virgos. I keep wanting to call you Libra in my head, and I don't know what's going on with my brain, but Virgos, you gotta go watch the Libra reading if you want a deeper message on all of this. Just make sure you watch and do what feel like is called to you. If you want to watch further, use your own discernment. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Yada yada yada. You need to remind yourself, because Three of Pentacles always sometimes gives me a reminder of like, it's me, myself, and I have to work with what I want, what I need, and what I desire. Because the desire comes from the heart and the soul. And I think it's like really working at the tasks at hand. And I think you really feel that when you work at one task and you complete it, you know that you're gonna be able to move on to the next one, complete that one, and then you move on to the next one. And the more you do that, the more fluid motion comes into your life, the more movement is smooth and has more chance to bring in more abundance or opportunity into your life. Five of Pentacles, clarifying the Five of Pentacles, is the Three of Wands, the Four of Swords reversed, and the Eight of Pentacles reversed. You have a genuine idea about how you want to build your future, but you want to move past the barriers that you know you're going to come across when it's the nitty gritty of the hard work. So we have Three of Wands, Three of Pentacles, and we move on to Eight here. That tells me that, like, the three, especially with Three of Wands, is the planning and building. You have a plan, or you've planned some stuff, and now you're truly, truly building a lot for yourself here, and you want to truly build it correctly so you can handle things in a way that you let it sit, you set it, and you forget it, kind of a thing. It just functions and it works. And whether it's like coping mechanisms or tasks that you want to complete that just get two birds with one stone done, kind of a thing, two tasks done in one sort of like method, you want to be prepared for that and also be skilled in those areas. And I think you just need to allow yourself time to rest on ideas and even knowledge that you can gain in the future, because you're not going to create all of these Eight Pentacles all at once. Imagine that you're creating each pentacle over time, maybe month by month or week by week, year by year, however it is. You're collectively coming up to an understanding that every single movement here and action and perspective change, this has all been a choice. I must feel like I don't even need cards for this, but I just want to see what else has to be said here. Welcome into the stream. We are doing the last reading for the stream, if anyone is curious, but if you're watching on YouTube, you can watch whenever you want. Ace of Cups on the bottom of the deck. Okay, we're going to talk about the Ace of Cups with the moon bottom of the deck energies, because you have this literal wave of emotion coming into a lot of dreams and aspirations. I think you almost forgot. You said, oh shit, yeah, we were going to do that. That's what we wanted to do. Hold on, let's clear the way. How can we clear the way? How can we clear the way that makes it bring in the true fulfilling and heartfelt abundance, but heartfelt abundance in like what feels like knowledge, or gaining fulfillment in like an action that you pursue, like an action being like, hey, I want to move forward in this area, I want to move forward in this promotion and learn this skill and gain this knowledge. There's a lot of knowledge being gained here, but also it comes with, hey, we have to plan accordingly. And even for some people, Three of Cups, sometimes Three of Cups reversed, because we have Two of Wands reversed, Three of Cups reversed, King of Swords. King of Swords has to be disciplined enough to say, hey, we can't always hang out that long. Like, you got some shit you got to do at home. You got laundry to get done. You got dishes to get done. You got homework to do, whether you're in college or whatever you're doing. You have work needing to be done. And I think there is a strong sense of, hey, we can have fun, but let's just make sure we can cut it short. And or for you, you're like, I'm gonna leave early, and make sure you can leave early for something, because you can still experience life and then just be like, okay, well, I gotta go do this thing. And there's nothing wrong with it as long as you're planning accordingly and saying, do not spend $300, $200 to $300 on a concert ticket and spend 10 minutes at the concert. That's not what I'm saying. Take your time in understanding what is worth your while. And take time in understanding what is worth your while is making time and decisive, executive choices with your time. There's a lot of executive decision making being had here, but that's what opens you up to this like beautiful wave of emotions in your heart, in your dreams, in your mind, and how it all ties into your aspirations and your work ethic. So I feel like this wave here on this card is really pretty, and I just want to like show it off. Just swoops out of the cup so perfectly. And I feel like this wave just doesn't ever like spill out of this cup. Like, that's the magic of your work ethic at this moment. Like, you create waves and you don't even, like, spill the cup you have in your hand. You are beautifully elegant in your work ethic when you allow yourself to be. And when you plan accordingly. Because you know how to plan accordingly, Virgo. You are very, what I always call the analytical, most analytical ones of the zodiac sign. Very detail oriented, kind of, well thought out kind of people. So do not worry that your well thought outedness is going to the wayside, because you have a lot of talent in understanding the self and even the world around you, and understanding yourself so much that you don't want to be making simple mistakes in the future. But if you're not sure what those simple mistakes could be in the future, let yourself sleep on it, because you will learn at some point, somehow, some way. Okay? There's nothing wrong with taking time and learning as you go. Because at some point, we're all gonna have to learn the hard way about something, because it is what it is at that point. That's just how you feel like at that point. For me, that's what I say is like, that's how I felt like the universe was, it was meant for me to learn that way. Not like you could have made it easier or harder, but sometimes there's a what I like to call a rite of passage in certain learning and knowledge that is gained. And the big rite of passage is, how many times do people have to stall their car before they can truly learn how to drive a manual? That's all I have for you, Virgo. Thank you for being here. I'm gonna leave it on that. Thank you. You know how to drive a manual car, kind of thinking, but also that takes a skill to maintain the shifting of gears, the clutch, and all of that stuff. So, um, thank you for being here, and thank you for just. I always like to say thank you for letting me read your cards, because this energy is awesome. You have a lot, like, just like being like rooted into the ground right now. And the cats are yelling at me, and I also have to go to the bathroom, so I'm gonna end this for sure. Thank you for being here, Virgo. I could ramble on more, but I genuinely think I was just gonna like repeat myself. Oh, I just felt my hips like. Sorry. I literally felt my back crack. I don't think the microphone would have picked that up, but that felt nice. Give yourself some rest if you need to. Let yourself sit on ideas if you need to. Yada, yada, yada. I'm not going to repeat myself. Thank you for being here. And as always, I hope to see y'all in the next one. Peace.